Hello everyone, this is Gary Marr from Goodell Community College. This screencast is for my CIS 133 DA students. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about this week early on is another IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment, editor for creating your HTML and CSS. Certainly, Notepad++ works fine, or any text editor would be okay to complete the assignments in the textbook. But one of the editors, which a lot of my students have grown to love in this class, I also use this editor for my JavaScript and PHP classes, is called Brackets. Now, Brackets is a free program from Adobe. And if I toggle over here to the internet, it's brackets.io is the actual address, and it'll give you a free download. It's compatible on multiple environments. I believe Windows, certainly Apple, and probably also Linux, but it's free. You would go here, click on this button, it would download it to your PC. Once downloaded, the Brackets program will look a little bit like Notepad, but a little bit different. You've still got the navigation menu, or the menus on top, and then you've got a navigation window on the side. One of the nice features about Brackets is I can say File, Open, Folder, find a folder I'm interested in looking at. In this case, it was going to be Textbooks Unit D. Select Folder, and what it does, it loads all the files from that folder. And you're going to find here as you're working on the unit assignments from here on in that you're going to be working with multiple files if you haven't already noticed it, because Unit C was the same way. So what you have to do from here is simply click on the file you want to edit, and when you click on it, it becomes the working file up here. You'll notice that this is one of the examples from the textbook. This is Lakeland Reed's Bed and Breakfast. Here is my HTML window. You'll see the syntax coloring provided for you. It's going to basically be different colors based on whether it's a tag or an attribute. One of the nice things it will do for you, let's see if I get it to kick off here, is if I type in caret, it gives me this pull down menu to select from. So even if I'm not sure about what I want to do next here, I can type in link, there's LIN, I can select that. I hit enter, it gives me the attributes that I can customize from here on in. That's typically, well, it's called IntelliSense in the Microsoft world. They're the ones that came up with it. It's also called AutoHelp by a lot of programs, and there's a lot of integrated development environments or editors like this that have that. That will make actually putting together or catching maybe typos a little bit easier than having to go back and find you have a broken page. There's a lot of other stuff this does as you're going to get into other units, but the other thing I want to point out now, selecting on File and then Live Preview automatically will open the Chrome browser for you in a window. I need to shrink this, and shows you what this page would look like given its current definition. Here, let me move this over still. Down. And so right now this page looks like this. Let me see if I can center it a little better here. It's not letting me. There we go. Okay, there's the page. What's kind of cool about this is normally you would have to ignore that. Normally you would have to save the file and then go into your browser, call up the file, or go into File Manager and double click so the browser would open automatically to see the changes that you made. But if I want to make a change here to be Gary Reed's Bed and Breakfast, if I now toggle over to my open window, I will see on the top here, it has changed that title part that's showing up in my tab dialog for this browser. So the cool thing about this is, even before I save anything, I can make changes and see those changes on my screen, which is kind of handy. You're going to find also when it comes to coloring and fonts and all kinds of other stuff, you're going to get pop-up menus that might make life a lot simpler. It provides support for the different kinds of files we're going to work with, whether they be HTML files or CSS files. And you'll see the colors a little bit different because CSS files are laid out a little bit different. One other thing it will support too is JavaScript. And you guys, some of you asked me about Modernizer and .62074.js. This file is not necessary for probably 99.9% of you. What this file does is it's shipped by the publisher so that your pages will be viewable on older browsers like Internet Explorer, pre-version 8, I believe. Since that's probably not the case, I wouldn't worry about it. You can probably just take it right out. And when you submit your files up to the student server, you can leave it off from there. But what I would do for now is simply get Brackets, download it, experiment with it, go to YouTube. There should be also some help videos there. It does have extensive help on the internet. It's a very popular product. And the best thing about it, it's free. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will put a link to Brackets inside the Pages class resources of Canvas if it's not already there. Let me know if you have any questions.